What is this?
This is a 1995 Fiat Coupe.
I've never seen one. Was it ever sold in the States?
No.
How'd you get it?
I actually found it on Bring a Trailer, and it was already imported into the U.S. on a U.S. title.
Were you looking for this specifically, or is this just something odd that you found?
No, it was just something odd and neat, and it was inexpensive price of admission.
Does it share a chassis or a platform with anything that people stateside would recognize?
Not stateside, but it does have the same motor as the Lancia Delta rally car.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was 3 different motor options. There was a 2-liter 16-valve, a 2-liter 16-valve turbo, and then a 5-cylinder 20-valve turbo. And this is the middle one. This is the 16-valve turbo. It's rated at 195, front-wheel drive, very well balanced. It was done at the Pininfarina Design House, but it was one of Chris Bangle's first designs before he went over to BMW. And if you know his designs, you can probably see some of his design cues on the car. It doesn't have a ton of miles. Well, it's obviously in kilometers, but it's about 90,000 kilometers. I think it converts to about 54,000 miles.
So what about this car attracted you to it other than the fact that it's unusual?
I always say it's a lot more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. That's my mentality. And I like weird, odd stuff because you get tired of looking at it. You can only look at so many Camaros and Trans Ams and Corvettes and stuff.
It's a gigantic rear wiper, like a legitimate rear wiper.
And it's so weird seeing a wiper on a notchback. Usually they're only on hatchbacks.
Hatchbacks, yeah. The external gas cap cover,
and
fantastic.
And that is real. When you pop it open, there's no hidden gas cap underneath. That's the actual cap.
This is super unique too. The trunk lock is not in the trunk.
Right. And if you also notice, there's only one backup light.
Wow.
And no third brake light, because that was a U.S. requirement.
The handles too, that's something that was quite unusual for that era.
Oh, absolutely. I always say they kind of remind me of like the Chevy Berettas in a way, but they were on the post like that.
I like the fact that they have giant taillights and the smallest mirrors I've seen on a passenger car in a while.
And if you look at the mirrors, it honestly looks like they should be flipped around because the flat part's on top.
Yeah.
But that was the design.
Now tell me about these headlights. They look like they should be pop-ups, but they're not.
Correct. They're just projectors, nothing too crazy. When I pop the hood, you'll see the whole hood comes up, including the headlights.
Do the actual spray nozzles work too?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I've gotten a lot of different things on the front end. People either love it or hate it. It's no in between. I get a lot of people tell me it looks like a Saturn Coupe, and I can see that. 2-liter 16-valve turbo produces 195 horsepower.
Tidy. It seems like everything's fairly accessible.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, timing belt's right there, alternators down below. Although I wouldn't want to do plugs on it because they're tucked back in there.
It's so crammed in there.
Oh,
isn't
it's shoved in there.
Man.
This was kind of cool too.
That is super cool.
That locks it.
A square filler cap. Hinged square filler cap.
Yep.
You got a back seat?
Got a back seat. Very 90s seats.
Yeah, well, it's a 90s car. What do you want?
Previous owner did change the radio, so it does have a US radio in it now, so you can pick up US channels.
I love them carrying the color across the middle of the dash.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And the steering wheel, too.
That was pretty aggressive for the mid-90s, too, because if you think when we first got airbags, they were the whole wheel in the mid-90s.
Yeah. So what are your plans for it?
Just enjoy it, play with it for a little bit, and then we'll see. I've talked to a couple owners overseas that have them just to find out what kind of maintenance you need to do to them, and everybody's basically said the timing belt. Do your timing belt and you'll be fine. It's so funny. I actually went to a Cars and Coffee this morning, and somebody actually said that. They were like, oh, somebody brought a Saturn Coupe. I'm like, wait, that's not a Saturn Coupe. Because I can see how it does look like that from the front, and then you turn and they're like, wait, that is not a Saturn Coupe. What the hell is that? And I had a couple people come run over. He's like, is this a Fiat Coupe? I guess it is.
Wow. And in Europe, was this extremely popular over there?
They made 72,000 of them. Decent amount.
At least you have enough sampling that you could get parts and
I can get
probably
parts.
Not easily, but you probably get
like I found a place where I can order the timing belt kit from. It's got to come from the UK.
It looks familiar enough that you should know what it is, and then you get up to it and you're like, wait a minute, you've thrown a curve to me.
My neighbor knows I'm a crazy car guy. He was flagging me down as I was pulling out, and he was like, what is that? It's like, I've been getting that question a lot.
So you think this is a long-term addition to the
fleet?
To the fleet? Well, I know you have a lot, and I know that you do it because you like unusual stuff. And I would imagine that you may not have another chance to find one of these.
Well, that's the whole thing. This was just a one-time opportunity. Saw it, and I said, that's really cool. When I bought it, I already had made the decision to sell a couple other cars because I was like, I got to free up some space.
If you keep buying small cars, you can have more of them.
That's true.
Right?
That's
so,
true.
They don't take up as much room.
That's definitely
It's a good plan.
That's definitely true.